my confident and honest Aries friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aries, there's a subtle restlessness in the air this week, and it seems to trace itself through your every movement. You may find yourself waking with the sense that something is unfinished, or that the day's demands are quietly stacking up just beyond the horizon. There's a hum beneath your usual assertiveness, a question that won't quite leave you alone. Have you taken on too much, or is it simply that everything is changing shape at once? It's not quite anxiety, but it's not calm either. You might feel the weight of expectation, your own and perhaps others, pressing in, asking you to balance 2 realities at once. Maybe it's the competing pulls of work and personal time, or the challenge of holding space for both hope and uncertainty. Underneath your drive, there's a private wish for simplicity, for a clear answer. Yet the week opens with a feeling that clarity is something you're meant to discover, not receive. You move through your days with the awareness that every choice seems to ripple outward, touching more parts of your life than you expected. This is where the 2 of Pentacles quietly mirrors your inner state. You may not always name it as juggling, but the sensation is familiar, a delicate act of keeping multiple priorities aloft, never letting one fall too far out of reach. There's skill in this, even if it feels thankless at times. Outwardly, you might appear capable and unwavering, yet inside you're running silent calculations. What can be set down and what must be carried? Which responsibility truly matters to you, and which one have you taken on simply because no one else would? You might notice your energy fluctuating throughout the week. Some moments you're able to ride the waves with your usual confidence, improvising as plans shift or interruptions arise. At other times you feel stretched, as if your resources, time, patience, even joy are being split in too many directions. There's a temptation to retreat into autopilot, to trust muscle memory and routine to get you through. But part of you resists this. You want to be awake to your choices, to remember why you're doing any of it at all. There's a longing for alignment, for a sense that your actions and your heart are moving together. And yet, that longing might bring a trace of guilt. Shouldn't you be grateful for all that you have, for the opportunities that keep coming? This is the tension of the week, the desire for simplicity pressed against the reality of complexity. From this inner balancing act, your path begins to unfold almost without your permission. The internal pressure to keep everything in motion creates external momentum. Life responds in kind, with events that seem to gather speed, drawing you forward whether you feel ready or not. The choices you make in private, what to prioritize, where to say yes or no, start to have visible effects. It's as if the world is echoing your internal flux, offering you moments of brightness and challenge in equal measure. Here, the sun steps into your path not as a final destination, but as a force that illuminates what's been hidden amid all the balancing. The days may bring clear spots of joy or recognition, brief flashes of warmth that land when you least expect them. You may notice that when you're truly present, even the mundane feels charged with a bit more meaning. But the light also exposes the places where you've been overextending, where the work is no longer energizing, or where a connection has started to fray. The pressure this week isn't necessarily negative. Sometimes it's the gentle friction of things falling into place. Sometimes it's the demand to make a decision you've postponed. There's a sense that the pace is quickening, not out of chaos, but because something in you is ready to step into the open. You might feel the urge to share a truth you've kept quiet, or to celebrate a small win even if it feels undeserved. The sun doesn't remove difficulty, but it makes what matters shine brighter. You could find yourself drawn into conversations that clarify your intentions, or into experiences that surprise you with a sense of belonging. Still, the light shows everything, what is thriving and what is simply being sustained out of habit. This is a week where momentum asks for your attention. The friction comes from the gap between what you've been managing and what you actually want to claim as your own. There's a gentle insistence in the air. Are you living for yourself or for the expectations swirling around you? Life's events will keep moving, but how you meet them shapes what is possible next. That possibility, though, is not automatic. It hinges on your willingness to notice, to engage, to let the questions linger a little longer. The sense of potential isn't a guarantee. It's an open door that waits for your conscious presence. The moments when you pause, when you let the tension between complexity and clarity settle, become the soil where something new might take root. Your growth this week depends less on what happens and more on how honestly you meet what unfolds. When you do meet the moment on purpose, the Page of Swords enters as a subtle but powerful invitation. Growth here is not about mastery or perfection. It's about curiosity, a willingness to look at your own choices with fresh eyes, to ask different questions even about familiar routines. There's a spark within you that wants to know more, to understand not just what you're doing, but why it matters. You might catch yourself reflecting on the stories you tell about your responsibilities or the ways you explain your decisions to yourself. There's room this week to experiment with a new approach, to speak more openly, to listen with less defensiveness. The Page of Swords doesn't promise that every conversation will go smoothly, or that every discovery will be comfortable. But there's a lightness in being willing to learn, even from your own contradictions. This is not about changing everything at once, but about letting a single insight shift the way you move through your day. If you let yourself stay open, even a little, there's a sense that the week could reveal more than it demands. The invitation is to notice what energizes you, what makes you curious, what lets you feel awake rather than burdened, and perhaps to put words to an unspoken truth that's been quietly shaping your decisions all along. Looking back across these three cards, Two of Pentacles, the Sun, and Page of Swords, they sketch a journey that is both deeply personal and quietly universal. You begin with the art of balancing, of keeping your world spinning even as uncertainty tugs at your focus. Life responds with a burst of clarity and warmth, shining a light on what you most need to see. And in that light you find a new edge, a place where curiosity is stronger than fear, where asking the right question brings a kind of freedom. There's no need for haste here. Each stage is valid, each feeling a sign of your presence in your own life. By the end of the week you may find that the tension you felt at the start has softened, not because the world has simplified, but because you've chosen to meet its complexity with honesty and openness. You are not required to have all the answers. It's enough to notice, to care, to stay awake to the unfolding of your own story. Even when the path feels crowded with choices, you remain the one who decides what to carry and what to set down. That is your quiet strength. Actionable insights for Aries this week. Let yourself notice which small routines leave you feeling lighter when you finish them. Try speaking an honest thought aloud, even if it feels simple. If a moment of clarity arrives, see how it changes the shape of your day without needing to act on it right away. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am present with what is true for me. Every choice I make has value. I am learning as I go, and that is enough. My clarity grows and I stand steady now. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.